It's upsetting to talk about this. The people that have the electric smart car here is beautiful orange. They do have the armrest with it. When I did research, mine didn't have it, and you could get it super expensive from Canada, or another version cheaper from the States, which was a better armrest. Like, how is that cheaper and not the same design, but for the smart car, right? That you get through the dealership. Like, how do you explain that nonsense? How do you explain these inconsistencies? And then you can measure them for people putting these levels of quality and these levels agreed in what they do between Canada and the United States. And how a big company allows this kind of nonsense, right? As if somehow the rights of consumers and customers are different from this border and that border. Like, you're so insane. Your Nobel Prize in economics. I don't know. It's like a category, Nobel Prize in, accelerating the status quo. The status quo of the accelerating Anthropocene. That's the Nobel Prize category. Let's call it economics. It's upsetting talking about this. What I want to say, though, is that I would like to sell my motorhome, and then I'd be stuck without a vehicle to move. But the thing is if I sell it, I don't spend money on a new vehicle unless I'm sure that I need it, and for valid reasons. I've become very frugal with my money. I've had no choice when I can't trust you all as the norm. When it comes to money, I have to be super careful. People don't understand. You just got to check. You got this much amount of money. Do you not understand that it's for a month, that this amount doesn't come tomorrow? You understand what the priority of a poor person is? If, let's say, their health is important, going somewhere for, let's say, a medical appointment or ecocentric medicine, and then the life partner, has the right to have some money put aside for, health reasons as well. So people don't get it. They think, oh no, it keeps spending, it keeps coming in, it keeps well, it keeps coming in because that's the focus of your lives, a Monopoly game, and you're insane. So what I wanted to say is, if I do sell the big motorhome Ford, and in part is because, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to put an old part to replace a new part that didn't last long, that I thought, let's replace that part in case it's the issue. I don't know if it was, but well, I'll discover when I put the old part. Then it'll be the second part that doesn't last more than a year or two, that are new compared to really old parts that were on there before that I put back in, and it works. So how can I trust you to purchase vehicles that you don't even care to kind of want to fix? And if innovation in this economics price doesn't include recycling products like automobiles more efficiently, and batteries and all this stuff, is you're insane as a species. You're insane. But if I do, let's say, get tired of dealing with ICBC, that they don't fix my motorcycle, that they raise the price pretty significantly in percentage on the collector's place when I barely used it, and then I'll just stop paying for it, the insurance, and just buy a Chinese motorcycle that I like. I think it's a 450. So I'd want to support Chinese, not North American, not European. And the reason for that is I want to reward them for all of their advances. Not that that's a problem solving cultural thing. There's still too many of us on the planet wanting to live lifestyles that are unhealthy to the womb, that's moving into space, that we live in, that we can't escape from, that is meant for us to keep growing, and we're not very mature as a species. We stopped growing and even went the other way. In 1960, I would say the tipping points were past, that was the new set course, our devolution. But I want to reward the Chinese as a way to say sorry about my government that's going with this other terrorist state to go against you guys. And I would like a motorcycle that I can rely on, and that maybe you guys made the parts easier to do. I'll find out soon, because this is a fairly new bike, and I'll see the reviews that you can order the parts and get them easily done yourself, maybe if you're very far from a dealership. The thing is, there's a lot more helpfulness among motorcycle riders, though, than there are. So I want to reward the Chinese government for the choices about renewable energies and electricity and solar panels and hybrid or electric vehicles that we haven't put the effort in. So even though, you know, we have the ability to generate electricity here quite well, but we rely on evil billionaires to do it for us. So there's, for example, between Prince Rupert and Terrace, there should be charging stations that go at different speeds for the different kind of vehicles, and it should be a fun place to stop. Now, if you put those things there, and you put, let's say that from Prince Rupert to here, you would have enough charging stations that would accommodate most of what's on the market right now, is you can put these fun coffee shop, canteen trailers or trucks that go, and people hang out and have a little snack, and you can just put a shelter there, and people are seeing the country and charging at a reasonable rate, and having a meal, and providing local jobs for people building things or maintaining this, or providing meals in these things. But I can't rely on my government to do this, to prioritize this. So that's why I'd buy a motorcycle with a longer range where you carry a little bit of gasoline, just to reward the Canadian government and to say sorry that Canada is still dumb about its tariffs against you.